Okay, if you want to do it again, check that it's
Copy.
reset.
Engine 1 fire.
As
Engine 2 fire.
3 fires,
AP
engine
new
APU,
fire.
2 discharges, master
Abstract
warning,
fire.
audible and USC.
Yeah, same in the back. AP's coming online.
Altitude low. Altitude low.
Check your RWR volume is up.
Where is that in this cockpit?
On the volume panel.
Roger. Oh yeah, always. Okay.
Okay, turning RWR on. Oh, I didn't hear anything.
No.
Turning it off and back on. Again, didn't hear anything. Do you want to try turning it on?
Yep. Can you tell me where to do it again? On ASC or?
Yeah, ASE page, util,
Yep. Oh yeah.
RWR.
Yeah, it's on, but no audio.
No audio either. Interesting. Okay, well it's not critical for this flight, but that's an interesting bug. Okay, ready to set up.
Give me a moment, please.
For what?
Trying to get the pressure. So QNH, sorry.
Okay, 2982.
Oh yeah. Oh, you've already, okay.
Yeah, pilot does the flight stuff.
Roger.
So you should be looking at weapons and laser codes and stuff. Okay, my TADs.
Your TADs?
And yours.
Mine?
INU's match, we're going over INU 1. Seven two's up. Seven one's at Fox 1. 7 2's on Fox 1. Okay, I'm ready for the weapons ops whenever you're up.
Okay.
So
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, CPG led, so pull up the list and go through them.
Roger, flipping back. Okay, page 27, great. From what I remember, ground override goes on.
Yep. On in the back as well.
Master arm on.
And matching in the back, yeah.
Master arm off.
Matched in the back.
Then action gun in the front.
Yeah, make sure your TADS is your sight as well.
That's my sight. Yep.
Okay, yeah, your gun. And if you pan it around,
Not moving.
pan the TADS around.
Should I put it to norm then? Yeah.
Yeah, TADS is moving and the gun matches it.
Copy.
My gun.
Then your gun, and I'm going out. Gun is moving.
Roger.
Rockets.
Your rockets.
Activated. I'm reading 38. What else do I need to? Oh, quantity 1 selected.
Okay.
Go co-op.
In co-op, I see 38 smokes and quantity 1 selected.
Same in the front. Deactivate. And
Deaction.
deactivated in the front. Oh, yeah. And actioning missiles.
Your missiles.
Missiles actioned. Frequencies set 1272 Alpha and 1572 Bravo. Not frequencies, codes. Apologies.
Okay.
And action missiles.
My missiles. Codes 1272, 1572 on Charlie and Delta as well. Let's put there as in, so 1271 and 1571. But we'll do that in a minute. LRFD, I'm switching to last rather than first.
Oh yeah.
And other than that, looks good to me. So deactioning missiles.
Copy. I'm still not sure with how I should. Okay, because my TADS is not working when I. Okay. Now it is.
Okay.
I think. If I don't want to see my TADS image on my iHads, how do I disable that?
Turn the iHads off.
Just that. Okay.
I mean, you can if you have TADS aside, you can turn the it's the knob on the right hand side. Is brightness? Yeah, I think it's brightness because everyone's symbolic, isn't it? You can turn the brightness down, but it means that when you use PinVis, you won't be able to see anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
Okay,
not TADS as sight, rather. Helmet as sight, and then turn the brightness down, and then back to TADS, and it won't have any brightness in the helmet.
No, it's fine. I'd rather just disable lighthouse.
Okay.
That is moving. Okay.
Okay, and then complete the weapons checks.
So add those to codes, you said.
Well, then the ground override as well.
17.1,
Oh, yes, of course.
just for reference, I'm dropping a single control measure, Charlie 5-1 here, and then I'm going to drop Charlie 5-2 as enemy unit directly over waypoint 10, so we've got some threat rings. That's okay.
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah, ground override is off. So weapons code. Okay, their codes are in.
Fantastic. Uh, 7172, are you doing enemy armor for the hostiles?
I've actually put them in as enemy unit, but enemy armor would be better. Yeah, put them in as AE. That's a good shout.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready for the rotors in the back.
I believe I'm ready in the front.
72 is ready for the rotors.
Okay, 71's turning.
Okay, rotor brake is off, external lights are white and bright. Inlet anti-ice is not required, it's 20 degrees. Clear right, clear left, 851 max temp, and 52% start disengage, starting engine 1. RPM moves, power lever to idle. Disengaged and ignition. Torque spike. stabilized. Starting engine 2. RPM moves, levers idle. Starters disengaged. Torque spikes. Comes back down. And engine stabilizing.
And 7-1 from 7-2, be advised the uniform presets are not correct, so we've entered manual. Copy that.
Okay, pressure's down below 70. Advancing to fly. Or, correction. Inlet is off, rotor brake's still off, power lever's going to fly. Torques match, temps match, RPMs match.
That's interesting because I copied the object across from the ORA mission, so they're either not correct there or it doesn't copy correctly.
Yeah, it might be worth having, once we reinstate ORA, just having a sanity check of all the aircraft.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. There's only 4 Apaches in that one mission, so it should be pretty quick for us.
Yep. Okay, torques match, temps match, RPMs match, stabilize 101. Temperatures in limits, torques as expected, about 18%.
I'm in the front.
Okay, no warning cautions in the EFUD. APU is coming off. Lead has come on. Chocks removed. Hit anti-ice is not applicable. It's not applicable DCS. Anti-ice is not required today. Processor select is
SB2.
brilliant. External lights, white brights, and searchlight is on. Parking brake is currently on. Tail wheel is currently locked. Okay, I'm ready to rock and roll, I think.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I think so.
7-2's ready.
Okay, I'm stowing the nav lights, so we've just got collisions.
Roger.
And Hydra Tower, ugly 7-2 ship Apache at the ramp, lifting and taking off to the northeast.
Okay, before takeoff checks, weapon systems, safety ground overhead off.
When we're going to roll forward here, we'll turn 90 left, power checks, and take off north directly from the ramp.
7-2 copies.
Okay, parking brake's coming off. Rolling forwards. Braking. Good. Brakes.
Got nothing maps.
Okay, fine.
It's working.
I mean, yeah. Okay, do you want to run us through the before takeoff checks as well, if you get a chance?
Lead on the right.
Charlie.
Okay. Weapon systems.
Safe,
Safe.
ground right off.
Copy. Tail wheel.
Is locked at the moment, it will be unlocked in just a minute, but...
Copy.
keep it.
Parking brake is off. Power levers are fly. System checks. No warnings.
Nose left, tail
And-
right.
Clear to the left.
Locked. Lights out.
Can you remember your own comm out stuff now?
I think so.
So, towed in line.
Lifting.
You tow in to indicate ready, or tow in to indicate not ready? I can't. But tow in to indicate ready, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Redcon 1.
Yep. Alright, and then we're going to lift. You're going to inline, and then you're going to rotate in line when you're green. Is that how this is supposed to work?
You lift, I rotate in line to say I'm green, and then when you're happy, you can rotate and depart.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So at this point, we're just waiting for you to lift as if you were giving the lifting comm in the comment.
Yeah, just talking it through with Black.
Okay, we lift.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for the power checks. Okay, 5 foot. I'm seeing 63%, 65.
60. Yep. Same.
Okay. We're green then.
Us positioning it along the takeoff path is a signal to them that we're ready, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's going to rotate. We
Yeah.
match it. Transition. There it is. I need to get some beef here to outclimb these guys.
Coming left to avoid the Romington line.
Drop.
Searchlight's off.
Okay.
Five 500 feet, 100 knots.
Drop.
Can I go arm to play with the laser a little bit?
Yeah. I think so. We wouldn't.
Because I would like to. I know, yeah.
What do you want to do with it?
I want to practice these movement compensation thing.
I mean, we'll have a chance in like 5 minutes.
Okay, okay then. No worries. Yeah,
Well, as soon as we're kind of clear of Hattie, I think we're going to fence in and go armed. So yeah.
Roger, no problems.
Did the world just get really bright for you.
Yeah. Is this moving clouds, by the way, or is this static, or is it moving everywhere now these days?
I don't know, really.
ID Tower Ugly 7, pushing control. 225.0 on uniform.
2's up.
Ugly, check uniform.
7-2.
Take control, Ugly 2 Apaches departing from Hatai, heading north.
So remember, keep the scan up. You're looking out, I'm looking in. You're looking at any kind of tree lines, towns, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Okay, so we've got a big town coming up with waypoint 1. Do you remember what we said this was going to represent?
Yep, this is the point where we start our moving techniques training.
Yeah.
So come in right and slightly, and then we're going to treat waypoint 1 as fence in essentially, and then we'll go down to combat cruise 100.
Sure. It's not good for FPS.
Wow.
This town is killing me.
Well, let's not say it out loud, okay? Enough of falling for one weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully 7 fence in, lights on. Lead fence 2.9.
Okay, arming. My gun.
Your gun.
CMWS, where's my mouse gone? CMWS is armed. Ace is armed.
Shaft are on.
Yeah, I've got 2920 in the back on the fuel.
2920 in the front.
Okay. Trails fenced in, 2920 on fuel. Okay, lights are still on as expected. He's going to come left, it looks like. Okay, and he's descending down.
I'm going to take it down to 100 feet and follow the road for combat cruise.
Trail. Okay, coming nose tail trim.
So then, for the folks in the front seats, this is just where the scanning starts, so however you do it, I don't know whether people are using the HMD, using a TADS display, whatever, but this is literally about getting the TADS out the front of the aircraft and starting to scan bushes, buildings, towns, hen houses, you know, anything, just looking for stuff that could have bad dudes in it. And obviously because of that scanning sectors, the trail aircraft needs because that changes the CPG's AORs for scanning.
Roger, trail's going to be left and on the left side of this road.
Copy that. No, you tell me. I should probably have your video up, right? Just from a cockpit mech point of view, if you're in the back seat, the TSD with the range pulled down quite a bit so that you can see the TAD's line of sight and ranging, TAD's video up, and TAD's axe source. So if you're gonna see something, you've got a quick reference of kind of where it is.
So you need to be looking out to the left. You see all these like these hills we're kind of unmasking to our left here?
Yep.
Make sure we're like tracking what's behind these hills as we come out the back of them.
Roger. Second zoom level is extremely slow in terms of moving.
Yeah, you might find better luck using the LMC.
Okay, so I got a laze and yeah.
No, LMC can just be, you don't have to laser it, it just helps move it quicker.
Alright, okay, yeah.
So for reference, the other thing we're going to do here is a demo, guys. So we're going to go, because this is a good example of when you'd use it at very loose combat spread left, so leads checking out to the right, going to 100 knots. The axis is going to be 020.
Sure.
So I'm going to work out to probably 1,000 meters. If we hold the 020, you just see what that'll look like, and we'll just kind of basically flow up this valley. So again, this is pretty aggressive. If you wanted to, you know, sweep up a valley or something and actually guarantee there was no one there, to some degree, again, decoy type role. This is probably how I do it.
So yeah, look at like on our velocity vector, we've got a tree line up ahead. Make sure we're scanning that. Just see this.
Roger.
So we can assume that they're going to cover the stuff over on the right hand side of the formation. So we're kind of concerned about in front of us and to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Roman, you up on this frequency?
Ugly 7 is tack left, reference waypoint 3 into combat cruise.
Drill.
Leads tended.
Can you give me a direct 2 on waypoint 3?
Roger. In.
Thank you.
It's done.
And trail's going to cross over top to your left hand side.
Visual. Following the obvious gully slightly left of the route.
Trail.
we are now in the 3 o'clock, this kind of opening ground as we're climbing up here. It's quite masked if you're low, but as we climb up the hillside, we're going to be basically exposing the whole of that valley to the right. So this is the time where, like, probably if you're in the back seat, you need to be looking out the right, probably 80% of the time, because that's where you're going to get shot at from. Pull back to 80 knots.
Drill.
Do you see what he's meaning about the terrain here on the right?
Yep, yeah, yes, yes.
And then as we get into terrain like this, you might almost want to start. Actually, I'll tell this on the flight com.
I just saying to Belfie, as we get into terrain like this, the TAD becomes less effective and you almost want to start using your helmet more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd probably, if I was in the front, I'd probably be quite a lot of this be eyes out, and then I'd just have the TADs in GA slave. So if you see something, you can just de-slave on it and look at the TAD screen if you want to.
The trail's on your right now.
The other thing about that is if you're in the front, it's worth telling the pilot what you're kind of scanning through. So if you are scanning GHS or TADs, so that he can like monitor the right acquisition source for you.
Yep, makes sense. Oh. Okay, Simon, should I tell you what I'm looking at?
Yeah, would be good.
Okay, so since we're in the valley, I've got my TADs on iHads, moving my head, looking generally in the front, every crevice, every turn I look into there. Obviously paying attention to the sides as well.
You could be more general, so you could say like
Okay,
helmet looking close front and far left or something like that.
Roger. Okay.
And then I can say, okay, Roger, I'm looking, close right and close left. Or something.
Copy.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, close front to close left would be my area.
Not sure we're going to get over this. I'm at 75 and not. Oh, pulling it back to 65. Might have to orbit out left.
Roger, we're on your right if you need to clear left.
Thank you. Oh, there we go. 65's working. Alright, I'm going to try and go back to 80 and orbit round left reference.
Roger, we're just crossing the ridge now.
Okay, following them to the left.
Roger.
Try and get some beans back on here.
Yeah, nothing interesting to the left, but right we are quite open.
Yep. So this is obviously perhaps not quite a tactically sound route we planned here, but it works.
Yep.
Trail's crossing main ridge now.
Visual. We're at 80 knots, reference 275 for waypoint 4.
Trail's visual catching up.
Just going to start coming right into the main valley and flowing north.
Drill.
Checking the valleys
So
on the
this
left.
is exactly one of those bits, isn't it, where you've got a total trade-off between, you know, offensive versus defensive posture. Like, in defensive posture, you could be nestled in this valley doing 100 knots, or you could be up near the crest, still masked from the main valley to the right, but, you know, with way more visibility. So, kind of, what do you think you're going to encounter? What kind of threats? Just realised beacon doesn't become a verb very well, so are you saddle?
We are beaconed.
Excellent. 90 knots.
On your left.
So, good example of just like trail aircraft probably needing to take a bit of an Overwatch set, because, you know, down here, if we come across something, we're basically just it's gonna be some infantry in the trees. They're gonna shoot us. We're probably not gonna see where that fire comes from. We're just gonna break left and come back down the valley. So it's gonna be up to the trail aircraft to, you know, shoot back, suppress, etc. There's no way we're gonna see something before it shoots at us.
Okay, so as we're coming over the top of this ridge, obviously we're unmasking stuff over the top, so we're kind of more focused perhaps on what's in front of us.
Copy. Copy. Looking behind the ridge. More to the left.
Oh, the 90 knots come slightly left.
Sure.
Again, ridge crossing is quite dangerous, so we need to
Yep.
get over quick and hope there's nothing here.
Yeah, looking down. Valley looks clear.
Roger.
It's a long one though, to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just going to say to Belfi, as we're kind of coming into this terrain where it's less along our route and more across our route, I'm going to move slightly to your left rather than behind you.
Yep.
So this is just because there's nothing constricting us from being sideways, and this kind of means we can
Yeah, and the
get
other
more
thing
guns.
is that each of these ridge crossings, depending on how you know, sure or unsure you were of what was on the other side, the other thing you can do is just sort of turn to point more parallel. So if you pop over it and there's something on the other side, you don't have to, you know, do a 180 to get back to the safe side. You only got like, you know, 90 degrees of turn or something like that. You can do it with the whole flight, or you could have someone in the lead just turn parallel up, you know, not get shot, and then the other aircraft flows through. You sort of exchange the leads on each ridge crossing. Which I guess we should probably just fly through once to make sure it works before we get to the next waypoint.
And there is something to be said as well about crossing at the same time, so there's no warning.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's again your sort of offensive versus defensive. Yeah, absolutely. If your tactic to what's on the other side is shoot it, then you want everybody to pop over on at the same time, and then you've got maximum firepower, and you know everybody can engage at the same time. There's no, like I said, no warning.
Okay, coming right to close up with them.
Could be.
This little bit of ridge coming up, I was going to say with the forest on it, but everything's got forest on it, as an example of that sort of sequential check over. So leads holding 90, trail if you drop back, combat trail.
Trail.
And we're going to point parallel left at the ridge to look over. Leads coming up.
Roger.
Lead's got no threat.
Roger.
You have the lead.
Trail's lead.
One's blind. Visual. So that works, except the trail spacing needs to be longer, or the 180 needs to be, the 270 needs to not be a 270, needs to be turned back onto the route directly.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused what the unmasking profile you were kind of following there was.
The idea is to turn parallel and look over the ridge, but actually the ridge was kind of coming back left, so it ended up being more like a 120 degree turn left rather than 90, if that makes sense.
Yeah, lead's coming left.
Trail. And also, the ridge top wasn't like a nice clean ridge top, there was kind of, it kind of went on further, so it was, yeah, not sort of looking down.
So I'm now looking both sides because we're the tip.
Yeah.
Okay, Trail, I'm at 80 knots now, speeding up just to clear
Copy.
Looks like a steep drop down the other side.
Yeah.
We're passing on the right.
Visual. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the best way to cross the ridges is. It seems to me that if you can kind of treat it like an LZ where the lead element sprints ahead and kind of tries to just get a pop and see what's over there, it works a bit better.
Yeah, if you plan it and you kind of have more spacing, then yeah, absolutely. And if you don't have more spacing, you can just get the trail element and slow them down a lot.
Yeah, coming back right.
Are you visual?
I'm not visual, staying to the south of this wood block.
I am not visual either of them.
No, that's fine.
Cool contact on the solitary wood block in the opening that we just flew over. On HF now, cool contact on the wood block on the opening we just flew over.
Ooh. That's what I get for not looking out the front of the aircraft.
I just saw a squirrel, I think.
Uh, 7172 on HF. 7172, do you have contact on the 100 meters wood block in the centre of that clearing we just flew over?
Yeah, stand by. Just coming back towards you. 7271 might be easy just to RV at waypoint 7, unless we climb up a lot, reorienting and it's going to be quite difficult, I think.
Yeah, 72 copies. We're keeping a lookout for you. We're approaching waypoint 7. Stand by bearing a distance. Visual. Left to left, your nose.
Left to left. Your right, go.
Cool.
080.
00, you have the lead.
My lead, coming left.
Visual.
Checking opening to the right.
Yeah.
I'm going to come left and see if we can get back over this ridgeline here.
Visual. Trap.
And I think at our 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock now is the masking position, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I think the moral of that story is when you're doing those ridge crossings, you don't want the trail element too close. You want the whole sort of evolution of the lead popping up and looking over the ridge and stuff to happen in front of the next aircraft, so that everybody can keep watching the unmasking aircraft and not have to like go through anybody's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 90 knots coming right. Yeah, I think that's the key there, isn't it? You want to keep the lead aircraft in front of the trail aircraft at all times.
Yeah. It's the same as that modification we made to the wire crossing, isn't it? It just removes anybody going through the 6 o'clock and you losing visual and having to regain and, all that shit.
Okay, trail, if you want to drop back into this valley to our left here, I'm going to see if I can get a route over the top down to our BP.
Drop back.
Okay, so we know roughly where it is. It's like our 2 o'clock here.
Yep.
So we're just going to push up over here and see what the terrain looks like over this this ridge, and then we're coming off to the left once we're over. What do we have down there?
Nothing now.
Steep hill coming left.
Copy.
I think that works.
I see no heat signatures.
That's fine.
Okay, trail, I'm visual. I think we can come down here and take a close right turn into our BP.
Visual, taking combat cruise. I still didn't allow enough space.
Yeah, my kind of impression there was you would just hold like a figure of 8 or something down in the valley.
Yeah, I tried to just do it with airspeed and pulled it back to the bottom end of the single engine band, but that wasn't enough, so yeah, I should have just pulled it back more earlier out in the an area, and then I'd have space to orbit.
Yep, I'm going to come right here and over the ridge. I think we need to go fast, just take a big right-hand break down into the valley basically.
Yeah, in combat trail.
Visual.
You have gun action, correct? I
Yeah.
noticed earlier, yeah. Just in case you need to use it, you can just press the trigger and it shoots, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically.
80 knots and crossing.
Right. If I understand correctly, past the bridge you're going down and right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Copy.
At least that's the idea.
Yeah.
Down, and then coming to the right past this headland here.
Roger, yeah.
Coming right.
I believe that will continue down this gully here, and then we'll take a right after about a kilometre.
Well,
Yeah, masked, those ridges are masking us nicely versus this town.
Mhm.
We expect Roman to be. He's probably repositioning 80 miles an hour somewhere, so.
Okay, and here's our BP on the right.
Coming right up this valley.
trail.
Okay, we might be unmasking on the left here.
Yeah, I'm
Speed
looking.
60.
60.
I'm looking left.
Yeah.
Masked.
Okay.
Looking forward.
Stack north.
Trail.
Awful texture, 12 o'clock.
Yep.
And I'm just going to start orbiting him.
We're on the right, going high.
Visual.
So yes, I mean, there's various ways you could handle this. You could be in an orbit and you could poke your nose out and have a look and just orbit back in with small look windows. You could hover and do a horizontal unmask. Yeah, there's you wanted stack north, I was going south, sorry. Was your intent you're at the north end or I'm at the north end?
You're at the north end because we were in trail, so it's just going to flow in and then take south-north respectively.
Yeah, that would have been very sensible, and I just fucked it up. You want me to go back to the north, or do you want me to stack south?
Stack south, we're set north and we'll clear around the corner and then push on.
Okay, so we're gonna start pie slicing around to the side here. Just keep an eye on, the terrain as we come around, and we'll eventually see the town, I hope.
Yep.
Can you see the town?
Negative.
I think that's...
Just
Is that it bearing now?
it should be, but no buildings. And
Yeah, I can see.
So this is also about understanding the range bands you're at, so like, we're at radar SAM range from that threat, so you can unmask and hover for kind of as long as you like, because you're going to get warning of anything engaging you. That's obviously different if you're at 2,000 meters, you get no warning of the 30mm round that comes through the cockpit, so you can't do that.
Okay, we're not getting any RWRs, so we're going to push on to the next position.
Trail.
Lead's moving.
So we're going to move up and adopt your cover position then, if you're moving, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Masked.
Yep.
For reference, it looks like down in this valley there's a couple of steps we can take towards the town, which might be good cover positions.
Okay, we're coming to a hover.
And you might want to switch to a HF now, because I think we're losing you.
Yep, up on HF. Just saying, down the valley there's a couple of ladder rungs we can take towards the target.
Yeah, copy.
Okay, we're gonna come up left here and see if we can get eyes on the target.
Roger.
Here we go, bearing on. There you go.
Visual.
Lead set.
Trail.
I'm actually blind on, like, I don't see any buildings, and I think they are still masked by this foliage in front.
Okay, I'm coming left.
Happy, see some roads.
Is that our guy? Do you want to just squirt a laser at them and see how we'll see where the TAS cross falls?
That's 5,400.
Okay, move the cursor. So if you look at the TSD, you should be able to see where the cursor is looking against the map.
Yes, yeah.
So we
Roger,
can see.
okay.
So they're just beyond that hill, I think, right?
That must be
Yeah.
here. No, closer. Yeah, behind this hill, I guess.
Charles moving.
Roger.
So we're coming to you.
Okay, when you get down here, you might want to go to the next position on. It's going to be front right of where we are now.
Yeah, we're going to flow. Yeah, we'll flow down the road valley to your right and set behind the next hill down with trees on.
Yeah, sounds good.
Now see buildings.
It's 3 o'clock now.
Visual.
If he's off, he will be dark as the background, right?
He probably won't be off, I don't know.
I see some vehicles, at least 2. Stationary, my line of sight.
Can you ID them?
That's a vehicle, right?
I don't know.
Negative.
You're on the TADs.
No, they're just... No, they're just normal cars.
Okay.
There's a vehicle with worm tires next to a building.
Do you have a visual on me?
Visual.
Okay, from my position, in my direction of where I'm pointing my nose, there is a big hill that is standing between us and the town. That looks like good position for you to move next.
Roger, moving.
Coming right.
Nothing. Opening on the left.
Yeah, I think I can see.
Is the hill you're talking about the one with the bald patch on top?
I have no idea what that means.
Without the trees on top of it.
I think just going forward as you are.
Clearing on the north end of the hill, the left hand edge as we look at it.
Yeah, okay, visual.
Okay, we're coming to a hover here.
Copy.
We should be able to vertically unmask over the top of this thing.
Don't you prefer sliding left instead of going up? Your call, obviously.
I think we'll be covered by the trees here, so I'm going to try and get us over the top of this bald patch.
Roger.
If I can. We have the power for it. So you need to be directing my unmask it. I can't see what's going on. You can.
I still haven't.
Okay.
Don't see any buildings. So.
Okay, Roger. Coming up still. Okay, there's buildings. I can see them on the nose.
Blind. That's not the same town, though, I think.
That there is the town. Look at the TSD.
Oh yeah, visual now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Mark this.
Okay, set, stack right. Copy.
What's your range there
What's the range?
for the target?
It's
Wait. Go again.
5,900.
5.9.
Copy. So that's probably, if we're going to orbit an armor target, that's probably the range we want to work in, right? So at 6k, we should be able to identify stuff. We can shoot it with a Hellfire. So from this BP that we're occupying now, we want to start bounding to the north, essentially, to orbit the target and get different views of it, assuming you can see it from where.
Yeah, we can.
On the right.
Visual. Okay, I think we might try and go down left on this little gully to the left of us, see if we can get closer.
Copy. Do you want to hold and we'll flow down to your left, or?
Yeah, we'll hold here.
Copy. Charles moving down left and going behind.
That's him, right?
Him where?
On my TADs. Are you?
I am. I can't see as well as you can because it's a smaller screen, but...
Roger. It's the only vehicle with warm engine cover and tires.
Little gully to the left is taking me quite close. I think it's going to be inside 4k, so I'm going to flow a bit north.
Do you want to go day TV and see what it actually looks like?
Roger. A good idea, actually.
That's not him.
Not him. Actually, could just use TV here. Is it a Humvee we're looking
Charles
for?
in position, unmasking.
Yeah. masking you.
Copy.
Are you coming to us?
Yeah, we're passed behind you, I think.
There's a nice hill down. Yeah, right next to where they are, actually.
Is that a good hill
Yeah.
for us?
No, definitely not, but there's one past them, I think.
I might.
Oh, no, that.
1 second.
7172 is passing behind you. I think we're going to go to the wood blocks about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock down in the valley now.
Visual.
So on our nose now, in the distance.
Roger.
Okay, coming into this bit.
Sure.
If you're slaved on the target, whatever, you should be able to start unmasking at this point.
Copy. Trying to find it, one sec.
Do you know how to slave onto the target you stored?
Yes, just go coordinates, target 1, slave.
Okay. So now you can start driving the unmask and mask here.
Not wrong button, sorry. Yeah, start unmasking, please.
Okay, going up.
I see the higher buildings, but not yet, keep going up.
Okay, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get much from here.
Roger.
Just because look at the trees out the front.
Yeah,
Okay, 72 is set. We can't quite see the main town from this position, but we can see the ground surrounding us.
Copy. One to move in, crossing behind you and go in next wood block to your left.
Roger.
Yeah, so we've obviously got opening towns here on the close right. Maybe just look out the window.
yep, visual.
Yeah, so that's why I don't want us to go too high here, because we're not exactly in a good position.
Copy.
Pass behind.
Roger.
I know ideally we want to go clockwise around the town, but there is a nice hill a little bit closer on a 1 o'clock.
But from there, where do we go?
Well, back here, but we could at least have a look if he's anywhere there.
I mean, that's,
do
where,
we just
but that's
wanna-
where we just were, those, wasn't it?
I think we came from a little bit further from the back, so like our current 3 o'clock we came from. This one's 1, but yeah, I know what you mean. That the hill is not that high anyway, so it wouldn't give us proper concealment.
No, I mean, it seems the problem is we've got trees in front of us, but if you look like 10 degrees left, the trees clear up, so we can just move 10 degrees left to be clear.
Sure, copy.
271. We've done one quick scan, but we're a bit close, so we're remasking. If you want to bound behind us and try and open the distance a bit. We're at.
Okay, 72's moving.
We're at 3.1 where we are.
72's moving.
Okay, let's come to the right here. See if we can feed our way back to the left.
Roger.
Can you see them? They should be front right of us somewhere.
They were 1 o'clock behind the trees that we're just passing.
Yeah.
Some buildings around.
Yeah, coming
On the
left here.
Altitude low. Altitude low.
Stop bitching, Betty.
Someone's
Oh,
messaging me.
Oh,
Not appreciated at all.
see visual on number 1. They are like 4 o'clock from us right now.
Yeah.
Looks like it's all dense wood block behind us. I think we can move to a hill slightly further around clockwise.
Copy.
It's quite a big bound, but we'll go for it.
I mean, it's quite open here. We'll start looking at some of those wood blocks to our north, and then hopefully pick you up. If you flow through our position, we'll pick up where you go.
Yeah, we've passed behind you about 500 metres to your north at the moment.
Visual.
Rotor RPM high. Altitude low.
Okay. Let's remask, unmask from here.
Altitude low.
Copy, I'm visual with the toll blocks, but there's again foliage on the way. Keep going up.
Yeah, we'll come back and look left here.
Roger.
7-1's coming out of position and we'll move to you.
I think you can mark this. That won't be anything more than there's a forest right in between us and the buildings.
Okay.
Roger, 7-2 is set, stack left.
So one thing you can do with these sequential bounds is you don't necessarily need to wait. So once you've arrived at your BP, like we're probably not, if we're covering you really well, we can stay, but like the position we were in, we weren't really providing much. So it's sort of acceptable. You can come out early, and then the same as we did before, sort of flowing through the aircraft position. Whether we actually stack when we get to you, or whether we just carry on to a new BP, kind of depends on whether you've actually managed to do all your scans by the time we get there.
What's the range to target?
Roughly 4,000.
Okay.
everybody pretty happy with this now? I figure we've kind of worked out the mechanics at least.
Yeah, the mechanics is not the effectiveness of it.
Yeah, I mean this is quite tricky because this is masked in a way that it's quite difficult to get eyes on target, and this is kind of the thing about two-ship unsupported attack helicopters. Like sometimes it just doesn't work. Like from here, the only way we would get really good eyes on that town is we either need to go high or close. And one thing you might do is just work around some of this orbit and then just decide, you know what, hey, we're just going to climb up to 700 feet with one aircraft and see if anybody shoots us.
Visual with the tall buildings, again, no chance we will get the street view even if we go high because there's a lot of wood in front of us.
Yeah.
7-2 is in position, we don't get good view from here. I don't know if we want to work forwards along this axis towards the target.
Yeah, why not? The other thing you can do, so if you're going to work forward, there's sort of two ways of doing it. So you either make your bounds NOE and then pop up, but if your end battle position is going to be inside gun range, so inside 3,000, then really you want to get shot at while you're doing 100 knots, not when you pop up in the hover. So one option is to do the bound at altitude, so you know, bound up 500, run forwards, and then set down into cover if you so desire, or you know, transition to medium altitude tactics.
Okay.
This is very much counter radar SAM. If you think about what we're doing, like that we're staying outside 4 or 5 kilometers, so you know, the whole hopping up, popping down thing assumes that the threat that's engaging you has some kind of reaction time, and you can remask within that reaction.
Yep, I'm just going to sit down on the floor here to turn some lights on.
I just did the same. It's fucking super dark.
Altitude low. Altitude low.
Okay, back in 1 sec.
Sure.
Who is messaging me like Billy-O?
Get back in.
Okay, lifting.
Copy.
So what do we want to do, folks? We carrying on with the high threat bounding stuff? Do you want to transition and look at some of the sort of different profiles? What's your thought?
Is Roman gonna shoot us if we go fly
No.
by?
We're not.
Okay.
It seems to me if our objective is to observe Roman without being observed, our best bet is to stay far away so we're not heard, and just climb up so we're below a ridgeline somewhere but high enough to see.
Yeah, good idea. Which I assume would be more.
I mean, one option would be to sort of bound back up this ridge
exactly.
behind us and see if we can get some elevation.
Yeah, could do. I mean, if we're outside gun range, we don't need to be bounding. We can just be high but below the horizon.
Although that only works with a human observer. DCS. talking about the idea of popping one aircraft up and seeing if you get any radar search indications or anything like that. I mean, one thing you can do here is use the space that we've cleared. So in other words, we know that these like wood blocks that we've been going through don't have any infantry in them and stuff like that. So you'd essentially come back over us at 400 feet, 100 knots. Just see if anyone shoots at you, essentially.
Okay, I think we can do that.
But we're getting into something where like I didn't give you enough tactical situation to know what to do now, if that makes sense. I mean, we can keep bounding around these wood blocks, but I think we kind of probably exhausted the utility of that unless people want to keep doing it.
No, I mean, it seems to me that the tactical situation was fine Roman about being found, and we're not exactly concerned about getting shot down, just about our presence.
Yeah, and then and if that was the case, you just keep doing this over and over again, yeah. But like I say, we can't. I mean, I don't think anybody's actually seen this town centre yet.
I had better. Go ahead.
Is it time to just blast overhead at 100 knots?
Well, that would, yeah. I mean, as a sort of close recce, that would be my transition. Would be pop up now. So from where you are, send one aircraft as a sort of high, get some speed, climb, see if anyone engages you, and if they don't, then like I say, transition to okay, there's no radar threats, or we found them and killed them kind of scenario, and we'll talk about like how that transition works.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm tempted to plant you here, and we'll run in along this open ground, get 100 knots, pop up to like 500 feet, and then just do a big U-turn and come back down again, back to where we are.
Yeah.
17's moving. Okay, so we're just going to come along this valley here, maximum speed. I'm going to pop up. We're going to see what we can see in the town, see if anything shoots us, whatever, and then we'll come back down again.
Good stuff.
Altitude low. Altitude low.
My body is
Key
ready.
things are when you pop up, make sure you've got crossing line of sight on the target. You don't want
Altitude
to.
low. Altitude low.
Coming up.
Looking.
Coming back down. Okay, 70's back down. No contact with anything.
Okay. Visual. Alright, 7-1 has a lead on the left. You're going to come round a wood block. We're going to be in your 1 o'clock now.
Yeah, 7-2, you have the lead, and I'm visual.
Alright, keep the airspeed on. 7-1's moving. So, what we're going to set up then, so the scenario being, we've either killed or discerned that there's no radar threat, so, NOE tactics not required, so we're going to try and get a bit closer and see what we can do with this town. And what we're going to do essentially is try and set up a high-low rotating quick recce orbit. So the deal with this is when you're on axis you're low, and when you're off axis you're high, and the whole thing's done at ideally 100 knots. So we're going to turn in. You visual.
Visual coming to your right.
So take a bucket load of spacing. The axis, this orbit's going to be probably 1,000 metres aside, anchored over the same patch of real estate, so this big kind of open area on the road to the right. 7-1's coming up. So the idea being that you can pop up, do some scans, have a look, then bob back down, gain some range away from the target, and then do the same again. We're crossing overhead.
Yeah.
right, reference the road.
Do you want us to follow you back?
Flowing out, you probably want 1,000 meters of spacing if you can make it.
Sorry, I'm a bit. Are we following you, or are we kind of chipping in at big loops here?
Yeah, sorry, my bad. So it's trying to air brief this. It should be both aircraft orbiting, but not together. So essentially, like a range pattern.
Okay, and we're chipping in distance, are we?
Yeah. So if we use this road as the axis, as an example, the outbound axis, I'm going to turn cross. So I'm flowing essentially crosswind. Because I'm off axis, I'm climbing. My gunner can look out the right hand side of the aircraft. So we're cross axis, we're going to come down and right, so we're turning back on axis, so we're going to go back down masked. Then when we get to the base leg at the far end of this pattern, we're also going to come up again and look, but this time we'll be out the left hand side of the aircraft. And we just go round and round a couple of times, and it gives us look intervals without anybody, in theory, being exposed.
Okay, 7-2's up.
You the outbound, you're the far leg.
Yeah. LMC that, yeah, there you go. 7-2's down.
Visual. So this is just a way, one way of many, but a way of like challenging the target and working your way in. Without, in theory, presenting yourself as a target to, tank guns and stuff like that.
7-2's up.
7-1's flown out.
Seven 2's out.
7-1's up on the outside. And I don't have brevity for this, because I know the tactic, but I don't know how people communicate it. And it's not in any of the US Army manuals, so I don't know what they would call it, or whether they fly it. Okay, so that's one thing just to have in the back of your head. I guess the other thing we're going over this urban area is just to transition to a full-on travelling Overwatch, just overfly and see if we find anything. So, 7-2, do you want to take high cover?
Yeah, visual, joining high cover.
And if we're thinking about small arms threat now, so essentially if we imagine we've worked into here, we've clinked everything, anything we see on the way in, we've shot with Hellfire, clearly, air defence units, radar, stuff like that. We've done a couple of those pop-up orbits, nobody's shot at us. Or maybe they have, just with small arms, or, machine gun fire. Then, essentially, the travelling Overwatch, the overwatching aircraft, if they're above 800, 900 feet, they should in theory just be immune to most of that. So, above 800 feet and above 80 knots is the target for the Overwatch aircraft. And suffice to say, 7-1's blind.
7-2's high on your trail.
We're just holding 100 knots and just looking at buildings. Alright, we'll fly out a couple of kilometres south and then we can swap round and we'll do that recce passover with the other way around.
Roger. And Roman, you up on this frequency?
Yep.
Roger. Guessing you're moving around a little bit to make this challenging.
I did initially, and then recently, I don't know if you guys saw me come out there, but yep, I'm moving.
Sweet.
I certainly haven't seen him yet. Alright, 7271, roll swap, 71's climbing, 72, you have 31 to be called visual.
Roger, come up on your left and descending.
Visual, you have the lead, turn in when you're ready.
I have lead. Saying 100 knots, coming right. And Roman, it would be interesting to know how far out we're audible.
Unfortunately, DCS audio quit working. I think it's a bug.
Okay.
Very useful.
Well, would it be heads out if you're not already? Just scanning around.
Mm-hmm. These villages melt into one, you know, it's... I've got nothing.
No, neither. Okay, 70 still no joy in anything. Do you want us to keep weaving through here?
Yeah, we still can't find Roman either, so
Wow.
feel free to keep looking if you want.
Yeah, I feel like if we were being smart, we would start slicing the town up to places rather than just randomly meandering.
Yeah.
I mean, this is might be where we do the high counter-rotating orbit thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. if it, the sort of low-high predisposes there's some reason for someone being low. If there isn't, then yeah, absolutely both of us at 1,500 feet with sensors. Which is what the Apaches did start doing in Iraq when they realised that they didn't have to copy the coyote tactics because the TADS was actually good.
This is that thing they talk about in the books about how everyone thinks you can see them when you're in a helicopter, but actually you can't.
Yeah.
Like Roman, I don't know if it looks like we know where you are.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm just trying to look at that gun to see if it's washed onto me.
None of us have seen you yet, so...
I'm trying not to be too cheeky, but I am using vegetation and shadows.
Good.
I mean, we're in the high aircraft and we're up clear, both of us, and we can't even find you on clear.
I'm turning my engine off when I park.
That's cheating.
So flare is useless pretty much at the moment.
Depends.
Oh,
What?
maybe... No, that's just on top of a roof. No.
I can't set TADS as the acquisition for some reason.
Because I'm using it, maybe?
You should still be able to set it as acquisition.
If HMD is my acquisition and I have flipped the switch on the left, so my AHAD's displaying TADS, if I see something...
Oh, you're using it as a sensor, that's why.
Sensor, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want me to switch
No,
that
no,
off?
I was just curious because I wanted to see what you're looking at.
Pretty much using my head to look around and looking for spikes, signatures, anything. But question was, if I saw him and wanted to show you, what should I press? Like
Target my line of sight.
Oh right, and look there basically.
Yeah.
Roger. Vegetation and shadows.
He's probably out here somewhere, right? Like,
Yeah.
this
Well.
would block.
Roman, do you mind turning on the barbecue for a second?
Just repositioned.
Okay, we should be warm then.
Engine's running.
We're not very good at this.
Maybe we can follow tracers.
Well, this is hard, like finding one vehicle in a town. Like, this is why you don't use attack helicopters in urban operations. Or if you do, you need someone on the ground giving them targets.
All I see is air-conditioned units on the roofs.
He'll be in a forest somewhere, I think, or like a tree, a copse of trees, something.
Raymond, can you give us a talk on, if you don't mind, and we'll, just so we can see what you actually look like?
Hey firm, someone just flew right over the top of me. I'm next to a brown-shaped building underneath a tree. I'm gonna come out into the open. At the north end of the town, you see those high-rises? There's a orange-shaped building.
We can't even find the building.
I see two tall rises, orange and kind of a greeny colour.
Copy. From those positions, about 200 meters south, doing donuts in the field.
They are here. Somewhere.
Raymond, are we orbiting the right high rises here?
Looks like you moved to the southern town, is that correct?
Yeah, we're at the other ones, we got you.
Okay, moving to the north towers.
Contact one Humvee in a field.
No joy.
Visual, 12 o'clock below.
When you know 100 meters.
11
yeah,
o'clock.
visual.
Look, yeah. That's hardly visible. Seriously, that's
Black's getting
clear,
tempted
doesn't
with his trigger finger.
I know it's tempting, isn't it? Now's when he goes and tries to hide.
I actually lost him.
Yeah.
Did you not?
Thanks, dude, much appreciated.
Oh, he's crashed.
So I did lose him, right?
No, my line of sight.
I might be stuck.
Don't worry, the
Visual,
cavalry's on its way. No, not anymore.
Sorry.
Oh man.
Alright, so having explored that little thing, are we, is there anything you guys want to do practice-wise?
No, I think we're good.
Safing.
Altitude low. Altitude low.
What? The fence attacked Roman, look.
Can you guys get out and give me a push?
Yeah, do you want to hop on?
the ship.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Where have you got this
Let me
company
take-
stuck?
Let me take a photo.
Someone's just about 3 discs in your 5 o'clock zone.
Looking.
Oh, flying Humvee. Absolutely fine. Yeah, we're in your 6 o'clock.
Okay, visual. Should we bug out then?
Yeah, I think if we're all good and it all works for everybody, then yeah, let's go.
Okay, your lead, and call you up and out, I guess.
Well, how the levels need to be so low for everything else for this to stand out. It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
You should see my there.
We'll be flying out 200, leads up now.
Roger, 200.
We're going to hold 80 now.
Nose left, tail right.
Clear to the right.
Show us up and out, visual. Beacon left.
100. Guys, what I do, whoever flew the 100 kind of cruise leg on the way in, just I'd swap around and we'll just fly that on the way out. And that's kind of the, you know, default going places, flight profile everybody just needs to be proficient at.
Yeah, Roger, we'll swap over now.
Okay, I've turned the fuel center aux on. Are you ready to take control?
1 sec, I just need rudder's mapped.
And
Okay.
if you take the lead initially, so Belfie's got the less work to do, and then we can swap it around after 30k or something like that.
Okay.
1 sec.
Buffy's just binding some rudders.
Okay, I think we can try. You're gonna give me control and I'm gonna instantly receive it, or should I press that same button as in the backseat?
So when we give control over, it's always taken, it's never given. So I would tell you have control, you would say I have control and press the button.
Roger, okay.
Okay, so we've got about half collective on, slight right pressure on the pedal. It should be in trim, which means about 3/4 forward on the stick. You have control.
I have control.
Okay, Beverly's on the stick. We have the lead.
You have the lead in left.
So 100 knots.
Copy, speeding up.
So if we all aim to work down to 100 feet, 100 knots, and 7-1 will take combat cruise right.
Copy. FM1, right?
Yeah. So 100 knots, 100 feet.
Yeah.
And just accept a bit of flight path shaping so that you don't have to go in a straight line over all these wood blocks and stuff. If you've got stuff and bend around, then obviously just make the most of that terrain you can use.
Copy.
So should we come down to 100 feet?
Yeah, but I was okay. Yeah, on my way.
Sorry, what was the concern?
Because I thought Scaly will do that as well, right?
We're the
Are we
lead
lead?
aircraft. Yeah, we're lead,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay. I was sleeping there for a moment then.
Okay, we're coming down to 100 feet.
Going nose to tail trim.
Okay. So 100 feet is still technically contour, so we can go over the top of these trees.
Copy.
It's meant to be kind of a fast, like domineering kind of thing. We're in, we're out. Come mess with me kind of thing. Less about sneaking around. And remember the formation drills as we always do.
What about telling them what I'm doing, or?
Yeah. Just because they're kind of close right now.
I'm blind. Oh, visual.
Yeah.
Okay. So every turn I should tell them, because to be honest, you just said we can do some little left and rights, and I thought they need.
Yeah, but
they
like
don't need
like we just did a 40-degree heading change.
Roger. Okay.
I mean, it depends where they are, right? Like if they're out in spread right, then it doesn't matter. But if they're kind of a close cruise, then
Yeah, you're right.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You're up on direct to waypoint 2 as well if you want.
Correct. Turning right towards waypoint 2.
I take control. I'll do 7-2 Apaches inbound for VFR from the north.
I lost visual on them. Do you know where they are?
Yeah, right, about 4 o'clock. Close.
Roger.
It'd be quite an interesting area to do a little canned combat mission in.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole of this valley, you could easily just make something, yeah, in it, just in sort of one valley.
Yeah, you could probably do an entire campaign in just this valley, to be honest.
Okay, send tanks coming off. Just wondering why we're not getting any ace warning.
Yeah, actually, you're right. We didn't hear the audio when we were enabling it, right?
No,
On the ground. And then it didn't work throughout the
just
mission.
messing around with it, yeah.
Just turning left towards waypoint 1.
You're at waypoint 1.
Not sure.
Thank you.
The other thing, guys, just to point out about this 100 feet, 100 knots as a brevity thing is, like, it doesn't have to be 100 feet, it could be lower. So, you know, if it's very flat like this, if you want it to be 50 feet and 100 knots, that would be fine too. It's more about the kind of ethos that it's a travelling technique and that you're keeping the 100 knots and you flex the altitude to accommodate that. So if it's broken terrain and you're working hard, then you'd obviously be a bit higher, but because it's broken terrain, you have better masking anyway. So, like, it's a concept rather than a number, maybe.
Understood.
Whereas if someone obviously briefed you as NOE, you'd be, you know, assuming that you were going to slow down for tree lines and, you know, be weaving between stuff and probably by necessity moving a lot more slowly. Whereas the 100-100 is definitely a contour technique, so you should have 25-foot clearance over everything at least, but exactly how low you take it in that altitude band is kind of up to the terrain and, you know, what you like, visibility, etc.
Copy. Am I doing something wrong then?
I don't know. I mean, we were kind of 200 feet. Like, do we need to be that high? I don't know. Depends.
That was a hole in the ground. I actually worked to be lower, but it was just like sudden drop, and not always. I'm not perfect on the altitude, I admit. But less than 5 kilometers. Should we go climb 500?
No, I think it'll be fine.
So landing from this.
We're not landing.
Okay.
This is waypoint 1, not waypoint 0.
Roger.
So we've got another 20 kilometers to Hatay.
Roger.
Trail, can we have a roll on landing, please? Black's flying and he's going to try it in 2D, and I'm scared.
No, don't do it.
Yeah, I guess we can do that. Thank you. Is it worth us trying to do some single engine stuff?
I was literally just thinking that. I think we probably won't in our aircraft, but if you guys want to pull a PCL and do roll on single engine, that would be very simple.
Oh, I love these days with you, Swift. They're always an adventure, you know?
Yeah.
I
Don't hit anything.
started with a PlayStation controller in my hand and now I'm going one engine landing. Great.
Yeah, okay, I think what we might do then is, as we get closer to Hate, split apart so we can start doing some autos and one engine stuff without having to worry about the U.
Yeah, if you want. I haven't got super long to debrief, is the only thing, so I've probably got about half an hour after we land, maybe.
Okay, we'll do straight ins then. We won't cliff around. We are still doing a single engine though.
Yeah, copy that.
Can you give me direct waypoint 0 then, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
And let's start climbing up, I guess.
Okay. Please climbing up 200.
Okay, we're safe, chaff safed. The CMWS is safed. Weapons deaction in the back.
And in the front.
And our lights are still as we wanted them.
Continue climbing 500.
Lee's fenced out 810 on the fuel.
Trail's fenced out 8.86.
Should I position us alongside the runway before we even get there, or do we just fly over and then
We could just join like a base leg or something.
straight away, right?
Yeah, so we can directly join the base.
Okay, so I'll
Hate control, ugly 72 Apaches inbound from the north switching tower. Ugly's check.
Trail.
Hate tower, ugly 72 Apaches inbound for straight in on. Which direction the runways go again?
Do something.
do something.
I think it's 062.
22, or 04.
Inbound for straight in on 22.
Ollie turning left.
And if you want to press the spacing out a bit here, we're going to drop to a single engine at this point.
Will do.
Okay, so if you want to stabilize ourselves, and once we're kind of nice and straightforward, we'll drop the engine until we're doubling our torque, basically.
Roger. Should I get us in the axis as well?
No, so just get us nice and trimmed here. Whatever's stable, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's trimmed now.
Okay, and so we're at 52%, 50%. Reduce one of the engines until it reads 100% in the helmet.
One of the engines.
Yeah.
With.
So
Okay.
the power lever back from. Yeah, not all the way, but just until that reads 100. So about. Hold it there.
Okay.
Push it forward a bit. Push it forward a bit. The lever forward.
Yeah, pushing, trying to be
Not
jet
that.
precise.
Leave it there. Leave it there.
Okay. Seriously, I'm not touching it because I'm.
Yeah. So there's a bit of lag on it, so you've got to be careful about what you're doing here.
Alright, again,
So-
going
so-
down a little bit.
So just press it once down, one like that down.
Yeah. Not touching it anymore. That's
Okay.
it.
Press it again. Oh, down.
Copy.
There you go. We'll land like this.
Copy that.
Okay, we've overshot a bit. We're going to come back, circle around for the landing. We'll do a kind of interval rolling landing on runway 22.
Copy.
Okay, let's come to the left.
Lead's coming left.
And it's out ugly 7 to the north, proceeding VFR straight in on runway 22.
Okay, so we're single engine.
Yep.
Obviously that means that we can't hover.
Yep.
So we're going to look for our single engine airspeed at this location, about 33 knots. So we want to be doing a rolling landing faster than 33 knots.
Roger.
Okay, just keep in mind we are in trail, so don't look for us.
Lead.
Okay, so we see the runway on our left here. So we can
Visual.
probably roll out of this heading.
Copy, doing that.
What's the speed you guys are going to use for the single engine?
Are you gonna tell him or should I?
Probably about 40 to 50 knots.
Copy.
Okay, now we just continue as if it was a normal landing.
Roger.
That's a tower, ugly 7-1 left base, runway 22.
I'm gonna start turning left.
Okay.
I'm not telling those guys because they said they're on their own now, right?
They're just a deep trail on us. We're still technically attached, but yeah. And then as we start slowing down, remember to let them know what we're doing.
Okay. Lead's entering final. I'm gonna be slowing down, minimum speed 40.
Two.
That's a tower, ugly 7-1, short final, full stop runway 22.
Going nose to tail.
Okay. Okay, safety action.
In the habit of reading your airspeed, guys, for formation approaches.
Oh yeah. What lead 70?
Okay, parking brakes off. Tail is locked. Performance is good. We said 40 minutes, 40 knots minimum speed.
Yeah.
You've done rolling landings.
60? Yes.
Yeah, it's just the same thing.
Altitude low. Altitude low.
On the ground.
Controls down.
Okay, we can keep going along the runway.
Roger.
Tower OP 71 stopped on runway 22, taxiing to Alpha to park on North Ramp.
Is Alpha the closer to us or the further away from
It's
us?
the closer one, just make sure we're not going too fast when we're taxiing here.
Copy. So this is the turn I'm taking, literally to the right.
I'll give you hover symbology now so you can tell how fast you're going.
Copy. Unlocking tail wheel.
Okay, so just make sure our speed is nice and slow before we turn.
Yep, will do. We just missed.
No.
Yeah.
Alpha's coming up.
Oh yeah, visual now. Okay, see, that's what I meant. Yeah, there was another.
Just, yeah, remember, ground taxi, we don't want to be turning any faster than 6 knots.
Roger. I didn't know that.
So that's why we always say put the velocity vector inside the HDU.
Copy. Am I clear to move to the center of the runway?
Yeah, you can if you want. I mean, there's not much need, but yeah, you can.
Okay, slowing us down to 6.
Yeah, this is good. So you see how the velocity vector is inside the HDU? Yeah, so we can move at this.
How am I 7? Okay.
It's the wind, so use the HDU symbology, not the number.
Roger.
So you see you've got the big velocity
Yeah.
vector. That when that's at the edge, it's 6 knots.
Copy. We can go faster on the straights, right?
Yeah, just make sure we
Not
don't turn.
crazy, just yeah, locked the tail up.
Okay, AP's on.
Same in the front. We're gonna go straight through. I think our parking spot is just ahead.
Yeah, I think so.
Ladies taxiing straight through, parking spots ahead. Both sides clear. The one on the left is ours, correct?
I don't know, I thought we started from here, didn't we?
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, they have one more spot in. Yeah, okay. Alright, should I do a 180 here or just stop?
I would do a 180, but it's pretty easier if you hover on 180 rather than
Okay. Can I do this on both? Well, I have to do this on both engines, right?
Yeah, we might be able to do it on single, but just may as well do both.
Roger. So that's stopped. Lead is gonna hover and 180 for parking.
Copy.
Alright, advancing second engine lever to fly.
Mate Tower at B7 to Apache is clear of the runway out.
Okay. Going up.
Okay.
taking off with AP on. Okay, 180 to the right.
Yeah.
Positioning. Oh man, I'll try that again. It's so different from the front seats, no matter what people say. Alright, I'm gonna try to put her down now. Okay.
Okay, cool.
I've lost my parking brake lever. Where is it?
Yeah, I'll put the brakes on.
Copy.
Oh. Okay, brakes are on. Alright, I have control.
You have control.
Power lever's going to idle. Okay, tell you what, lock, plug brake set, power lever's idle, full page. It's not modelled, of course. The standby indicator is caged. Did in fact forget to start timer.
So did I.
Oh well, count to 30 and call it a day. Okay, securing the engines. Rudder brake on. Rudder brake off. Stab 0, searchlights off. External lights are off. Okay, AP's coming off.
Copy.
Okay, and batteries off.
Roger.
Okay, see you in Discord.
So can I take 2 minutes?